Welcome back everybody to Planescape Torment. Okay, well we've hit this town in the Outlands called Cursed apparently, but there is one thing I would like to do, and that is have a little conversation with the party members, because there are things that I'd like to know. The things I would know, Decon. I will hear you. Decon, Ravel called you a slave. What did she mean? The hag, she knows nothing. Decon's blade ripples, and you watch as the edges become greyed and dulled. His face clenches, and he speaks through his teeth. It is not my will to speak of this. I want to hear you speak of it. In fact, Ravel said a number of things in that conversation which interested me. Know that your will is my will. When you speak, know I must hear you. Know that your words may stay my blade or guide it to the throat of another. What? But why? Decon seems to look through you, as if meeting your gaze is unbearable. Your path is my path. I am chained to you. You're my slave? At the word slave, Decon's face collapses in pain, as if he was struck, as if the word was a dagger, stabbing at the core of his suffering. But why, Decon? No, it is a long tale, and know that nothing is gained in the telling. I would hear it.
Updated my journal.
The people do not allow themselves to be enslaved to another in deed or chains. We find ourselves in such a cage, we act to free ourselves, even if it means that we must endure another cage for a time. You performed a great service for me. In doing so, you enslaved me. I acted to free myself. Know that I surrendered my word and myself to act in your name until your death. But I can't die. That was not known to this one. I surrendered my word to him. I surrendered myself. Know that there is nothing left that I may surrender except my life. Know that I follow you, so only I might die. What was the service I gave you that chained you? You saved this one's life. In exchange, your life became mine. How did I save your life? Upon the rolling plain of limbo, the people shape cities from the chaos with their thoughts. Know that there is no place for a divided mind. Decon raises the blade from his shoulder and holds it before him. As he stares at it, it sharpens until it is almost as thin as a piece of paper. Go on. A divided mind is an unfocused mind. A divided mind fractures walls and weakens stone. As Decon speaks, the edge of the blade corrodes slightly, the metal misting and melting along the edges. Many divided minds may destroy a city. I understand. Go on. Long have I known the words of the Zerthmonian. Through my voice I have become to know the words of Zerthmonian. The Zerth protect the community from all threats, whether the body or the mind. They are the guiding stones in the chaos. So it came to pass that I spoke the words of the Zerthmonium without knowing the words of Zerthmonium. It came to pass that I no longer knew myself. So you doubted the words? No. Decon's voice is edged, and his blade sharpens in response. I knew the words, yet it came into my heart that perhaps others did not know the words of Zerthmonium, knew them, and so division formed. As my mind became as my mind became divided, those that looked to me as a guiding stone became divided. Many scores of Githzerai, many hundreds of scores of Githzerai doubted. Shraklachlaw died that day. So those who followed you came to doubt the words as well, and the city was weakened. The enemy of Zerthonium came. Know that the hatred of his words and the people lent their blades strength. Know that they sensed the weakened city, and they brought war with them. Many Githzerai drowned in the chaos beneath the blades of our enemies. Small beads of metal appear on the surface of the blade as if it is blistering. Know that this happened long ago. What happened to you? As I fell from the walls of Shakator, know that my self was broken, my blade was missed, my mind was divided. I was adrift on limbo seas, and I wished to drown. I died for days, my mind awash in division. When death finally came to me, it wore your skin, and it had your voice. Me? You asked that I hear you. What did I say? Dekon, Zerth or Zakralhor, drowning, last wielder of the Karach blade, know that I have come to you with the words of the Zerthmonium, carved not in chaos, but in stone, carved by the will of an unbroken circle. Know that they are true, and know that your divided mind need be divided no longer. All you must do is take the stone, and you shall know yourself again. So you got the circle from me.
Updated my journal.
Yes. In knowing its words, I knew myself. Very well. There are other things I would know. You said I gave you the circle of the Zerthmonium, Dekon. Okay. I don't think there's much more. Actually, there is. Actually, tell me about the other me, the incarnation you knew. What was he like? Dekon's gaze travels through you and he falls silent. Dekon?
Updated my journal.
Know that he was different. Know that the differences were not marked in the skin, nor in the way of the weapon, nor in the attire that cloaked him. Know that he was different in the way of thought and the means he acted upon his thoughts. His will became substance. Know that he saw others and did not see them. He knew only how they could serve him. His heart was treacherous, and it was cold, and never did the coldness burn him. Did it ever touch you, Dekon? Did he betray you? Dekon's blade begins bleeding into a dull, flat black as you watch the edges, like teeth, begin sprouting from the edge of the blade. His face clenches and he speaks through his teeth. It is not my will you know of this. Tell me, Dekon, did he ever betray you? Know there were many treacheries, and any treachery upon me was by my hand, no other. Tell me, Dekon, what was the treachery? I surrendered my word to him. I surrendered myself. What are you talking about? The people do not allow themselves to be enslaved. Yes. Yeah, okay. Now we're going around in circles. Let's move on. Let's talk to Fall from Grace. We haven't actually really talked to her after the encounter from Ravel. So let us do that.
Yes?
Well, there's not much here. However, I wanted to talk to you about our companions. This is interesting. Yeah, let's talk to her about Anna. She is strong and capable, and she is quite passionate. I almost wish I had met her long ago and asked her to come to the brothel. Perhaps things might have been different. Grace studies you for a moment. What do you think of her? Well, I think I can fall in love with her. You might wish to tell her so. I'm going to go with this one. I don't know. It seems I leave this wreckage wherever I go. With Denoria especially, and the lives of others I've touched. Not to mention Ravel. Why she was attracted to me I can't even imagine. But I used her as well. Maybe I should be careful with my feelings. To that I would say this. Love may move the planes themselves when it is strong and true. And there's nothing truer in all my experiences than the truth of how one feels about another. You may be right. I have some other unanswered questions. How did you come by the name Fall from Grace? The meaning of names is a complicated subject. There's much to be said and a great deal that is better left unsaid. Oh, we will speak no more of it then. Let's move on. Very interesting. Now, the only other person we haven't really spoken to is Mort.
Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
I don't think there... I could use some advice. What do you think we should do next? Well, here's how I see things. Go on. You got me, Chief. This is all your show. I'm just following you around. Ah, right. Let's go on. With the funky music and all. Right. We got interesting things over here. What do we have? A guard. Some citizens. Anybody named at all? Roberta. Yeah, let's talk to the named lady. You see a well-dressed, middle-aged woman. She has a scowl on her face and appears to be looking for something or someone. Greetings. She stops and stares at you for a moment before answering. Who are you and what do you want from me? I don't remember my name. She looks at you with mild surprise. Really? Are you, by any chance, a petitioner? I understand they often lose their memories. What's a petitioner? She pauses to think a moment. Petitioners are those who have died and had their bodies reformed on the plane that most closely reflects their beliefs in life. They usually have no knowledge of their previous existence. Perhaps this is the case with you. Possibly. This rebirth, how many times can this happen? Well, I'm not an expert in these affairs, but it's my understanding that it happens but once. Upon death of the spirit then returns to the plane itself. Unless, of course, you have travelled to another plane. That isn't the case. Then upon death you obtain oblivion. I see. In any case, I have no name to give you. She offers you your hand. Good day to you, Cutter. I am Roberta. Take her hand and bow. Well met, Lady Roberta. I believe you had some questions for me. Yes, lady. I am at your service. Please ask them. I'm looking for a diva. I've been told he's incursed. She pauses to think. I've heard that rumour as well. Unfortunately, I am unable to help you. I don't know the whereabouts of such a creature. You should inquire at the administration office in the town square. I have some other questions. You seem upset. Is there something amiss? She frowns. Yes, my husband, Carl Parfador, is not where he told me he would be. This is not the first time that he's lied to me about his whereabouts, and I'm beginning to think that he... She pauses for a moment. I'm beginning to think that he is with another woman, a harlot. Why would you think that? She sighs. He was quite a ladies' man before we wed, especially among that type of woman. I've heard rumours. She looks angry. If I find the rumours to be true, then I have a surprise for him. A surprise? Yes. She lifts her skirt, exposing her inner thigh. You see a sheathed dagger strapped to her leg. She draws the blade and gives you a wicked smile. I think finding this protruding from his back would constitute as a surprise. Would you not agree? She puts the blade away. So you intend to kill him?
Updated my journal.
Her smile slowly fades as she considers her words. Finally she sighs and sheathes her blade. If I could, but no, I am being a fool. Carl and I are no longer intimate. I could never get close enough to deliver such a blow. She looks away for a moment. Only one of his women could. I have some other questions. Can you tell me about Cursed? She smiles at you and laughs. Cursed is a dung heap, and we are the excrement that fills it. She shrugs. Nothing more to be said on the subject. I thank you. Farewell. Well, where is that SOB? Okay, so we've got some thugs happening here. Let's just check the map. That is a grain silo. Okay. We shall explore. I wonder... Oh, hang on. This was a building. I have no idea what this is, but we're going to find out. Ah, this looks like an inn or a tavern of some sort. Marquee. You see a burly blonde man wearing the armor of a harmonium officer. His face is rosy with drink, and behind his smile, his eyes are filled with bitterness. He launches into a speech without preamble. Boss sent you? No? Then stop wasting my time. He turns back to his whiskey and steadfastly ignores you. Farewell then. Say, boss. Yeah. Chakaplu. I would wish to speak with said person. You see a drunken guard. He's dressed in the armour of cursed finest, but it looks like he's interested in protecting his bub. He looks at you without much interest, his eyes dead. Who are you? Chakar plucked. One of Cursed elite, he belches. What are you doing here? He points at the tainted bars. Watching him. He's got a tunnel here, and I want him to see... And I want to see him use it to see if it's true. Waiting, watching. Go away now. I got watching to do. Well, farewell then.
I don't trust the Gith. I say we leave him behind.
Okay, citizen. Killer. You see a tall, striking woman. She stands staring at the walls of the tavern without seeing them, her hands slowly curling into fists and unclenching. When she sees you, her eyes dart across your clothing and gear, and then back at your eyes. A sardonic smile crosses her face. She looks away again. Greetings. She looks back at you and scowls. Do you always make a habit of talking to strangers? If I need to ask some questions, then yes. What a fascinating life you must lead to do such things. Sadly for you, I'm busy. I appreciate being left alone. Well, I'll just leave you alone then. Farewell. Donna Quishu. You see a red-haired woman, short and plump. Her face is lined with cares, worries and hatreds that seem to have festered for far too long. She sneers at your approach, then she turns her head away so you cannot see her eyes. She acts as though you can't see her, and if she can't see you, to her you do not even exist. Farewell then. Whoa. Okay, there's a few. Let's go talk to Bass. Obviously he has something to go. You see a haggard, grim man. His coarse face is lined and weathered, and his eyes are red-rimmed. He straightens as he sees you. Welcome to the Traitor's Gate. I'm Tainted Bass, your innkeep. What's wrong? What's wrong is that my daughter got herself kidnapped by slavers. Now the place is going to fall behind in its bills, and I'm going to lose the place to one of these rich pikers on the first circle. He looks at you more closely. You're the fellow asking about the diva, ain't you? Tell you what, you help me out, and I'll help you. Well, what do I have to do? Go over there and talk to Marquis. He's the ex-harmonium fella. He knows about these slavers, and he holds the first part of the key that you put on the path to the sea and the diva. There are 5 parts in the key, but it ain't a physical key. When you've got the parts together, you come and tell me, and it unlocks knowledge in my mind. Until then, though, it stays secret. You got to satisfy the key holders. Alright, I'll do it. Marquise will tell you what you have to do, and when you're finished, he'll steer you to the next person who has a key.
Updated my journal.
Well, okay. So we get to go back to Marquis and have a little bit of a chat. But I'm going to explore the rest of this place first.
Done.
Citizen. So this looks like a bit of a lounge room. Delan. You see a tall man with shoulder-length black hair and piercing blue eyes. Whenever he looks, he seems to smoulder under his gaze. Standing next to him is a quiet young woman who smiles vaguely at all he says. He turns those bright blue eyes at you and smiles largely. He offers his hand. I'm Delan. Pleased to meet you. I have a few questions. What do you need to know? Who are you? I'm a bard, historian, actor, and all-round entertainer. Fastest finger in the Outlands. His smile breaks out again, infectious. At least that's what I tell everyone. Who's your friend? He smirks. She's a friend. That's all you need to know. She dimples slightly at his side and blushes. All right, tell me about this diva. He laughs loudly. All things have their price, and I'm not ready to put a price on that information yet. Maybe later. All right, I understand. Farewell. Aha.
All right.
So that is the quest chain. That's a merchant. I'm not really interested in him. Citizen. I would really like to rest for the
All
night,
right.
actually.
All right.
Because we've had a few level ups. And I wonder if I am able to do so. So I want to have a look at the mage spell book of the con. We got magic missile. Yeah, let's do a magic missile. Level 2 spells, you can't do any more. Okay, level 3, you got Exit Torment. Fantastic. Right. So now we got to look at the priest spell book. From 4-foot grace, protection from evil, blessing. Yep. Okay. Cool. Let me see. Remove curse. Speak with dead. I can already do that. Prayer. Flame walk. Call lightning. Yeah. Why not? Cure serious wounds. Yep. And can't do anything more than that. All right. Let's go to Bas and see if we can't get a room for the night. Not yet. I need a place to stay. Okay, so we can actually buy up to merchant, so we'll rent that. Yes, rest away, thank you. And done.
The only succubus ever to travel with us, and she's a Puritan. You know, I have the worst luck.
Your luck seems to blanket us all.
I'll say Hey, wait a minute.
Hey. So no, theoretically I should be able to rest. Oh no, we have quote unquote rested. Alright, fair enough. So let's go over here to Marquis and talk. You're back, he swallows his drink. Bar sent you? Good. Here's the deal. Slavers have kidnapped his daughter. It's your job to get her back, and I'll tell you where to find them. You go kill them and report it back to me. I'll help you find the diva and hells, maybe even teach you weapons. Agreed? Alright, agreed. Last I heard, the slavers were on the east in the inner coast. They've got the nod from the city guard. Find them, make sure Bas's daughter is alright, and then kill them. When you're done, come back here and I'll tell you about the first part of the key you need to find the diva. Fine.
Dated my journal.
Farewell. Inner cursed. So this is cursed itself. I wonder. Cursed thugs.
I'm gone.
Citizens. Right. And that goes to Inner Cursed. Okay. So let's go that way, shall we? Right,
I'm gone.
here we are at Inner Cursed. Angry Cursed Citizen. We got more thugs. And harlots, of course. A merchant. Actually, let's have a little chat with the merchant. See a merchant, and there's nothing remarkable about him. He smiles and nods at your approach. Greetings. He nods curtly to you. And to you as well. I'm Merc. Are you interested in some goods? What do you carry? Well, I happen to carry a fine selection of gauntlets and axes. The only thing better than beating someone to a pulp with your two hands is slicing it into a quivering pieces. Fine, show me your wares. Ooh, well, I've got 4,000 gold. Let's have a look. Well, he's got heart charms. I might actually pick those up. Plus one. I've got better things. Right. Is there anything I can perhaps sell? Doesn't look like it. Yeah. Doesn't look like there's anything of real note except the heart charms, which I will buy a few of. Because those things come in handy. Especially in battles which don't really go the way that you want them to.
All right.
Kiri. You see a pretty young woman. Her face is flushed and bruised, her hair in disarray. Although her clothes are nice, they are torn in several places. She is moving through her streets warily, glancing over her shoulder occasionally. Greetings. She jumps at your greeting and whips around to face you. As her eyes travel along your skulls, a look of concern crosses your face. Hello, Cutter. I'm Kiri. What can I do for you? You seem rather nervous. What's wrong? She frowns at you and then shrugs. There are people here who don't like me. I try to avoid them whenever possible. Why don't they like you? I'm a harlot. I'm young and pretty and good at what I do. She smiles. The other girls say I was taking business away from them, so they beat me up and told me not to show my face around here no more. Said they'd make sure that I wasn't pretty anymore if they caught up with me. Here. Then why did you come back? She laughs. The Jink, what else? I can't leave and set up elsewhere without Jink, and I can't earn Jink if I'm not here. And I'm pretty much trapped. She sighs and looks away. I'd do anything if I can get my hands on some decent Jink. Anything? She looks over you carefully before answering. Sure, Cutter, anything, if the price is right. You got something in mind? Would you be willing to kill somebody?
Updated my journal.
She continues her words carefully before answering. Sure, Cutter, I can handle that kind of work. Are you offering a contract? I know someone who might want their husband dead. He has a taste for harlots, and she doesn't like it. Likes harlots, does he? Well, I guess I'll be perfect for the job. She pauses. Who's the target? Carl Puffidor. She frowns as she thinks and nods her head. I know Carl and his wife. She hesitates for a moment more and then shrugs. Tell Roberta if she wants Carl dead, I'll do it. Don't you want to know what the job pays? She smiles wickedly. No, not really. If she cheats me, I'll put her in the dead book also, right next to dear Carl. You can tell her that. I just might. Farewell. Well, there's a little bit going more with that quest. Oh, cursed administration. Sabia. Okay, well, we're going to leave that there for this episode of Planescape Torment. Thank you all for joining me. If you've liked the episode and liked the series thus far, do go ahead and click that like button for me. And if there's anything else that you're interested in, just check out some of the playlists over to the right-hand side. Well, folks, I've been Raetac. I'll see you next time.